everyone, so today I'm going to be telling you about Nailog, which is a brand of semi-cured gel nail strips, and they offer two types, one that comes with 34 strips and one that comes with the 20 strips. The 20 strips, even though it sounds like it's less, they are actually longer. I'll show them to you in a minute here. But basically you can cut them in half if you have short nails, which is what I did. I have them on right now. I'll show you guys application the second time around with these, so it's not too repetitive. I'm not showing like two of the same application in one video. So I'm going to be recording this video over several weeks as I try them both out and see how long they wear for, but you'll see everything in one video. So basically you don't want to expose these to light, so I'm not going to open them up here because I have the daylight from the window and that can start to harden and cure them. I'm going to go open them with lamp light and then show you what the strips look like. Alright, so this design is called Cloudy Night. They come in a sealed little light-proof thing like this, and here is what they look like. You can see I cut them in half and I was able just to use half. So they have two types of strips, as it turns out. They have ones that are just a solid color or design or glitter just all throughout the gel, and then they have ones like these where it's a white sticker with the design, and then it's a clear layer of gel over that. So that's what these are. The strawberry ones, which are the 34 set that I'll be showing you next, they're not like that. They don't have this white sticker with the design. They're just made entirely out of the curable gel, and they're just the color all throughout. So I'll show you the reason that I prefer the ones that are not the sticker. So these are the sticker ones, and what can happen sometimes, I don't know if you'll be able to see this very well, but the sticker that's underneath the layer of the gel can kind of peek through. Maybe you can see it kind of peeking through on the edge there. It's not as obvious as it was initially, because what I did is applied a clear gel top coat, or maybe when I make shade like this you can kind of see the edge there. But basically I don't normally like to apply a top coat, but I had to with these to cover that up, and so these have a layer of just a basic clear gel top coat. Mine is from Jealous brand. And another thing I noticed is that they dented really easily. Like I was just picking them up to apply them and my nail would accidentally hit the strip and it would leave a little dent. So the top coat hid that as well. And then I had just one little like wrinkle that formed here or something, that the top coat wasn't able to hide that, but it was able to make it nice and smooth. So other than that, these look good, and I'm really curious to see how the strawberry ones, which is a 34 set, wear and how they look and everything. I'm going to be extra careful when I apply them so I don't put in any dents, and I'm hoping that because they don't have the sticker, I'm not going to have that issue, so I won't have to wear a top coat. That's another reason that I wanted to put both in this video, because I think the real test is how they wear without a top coat, because that's not part of the instructions, and I think many people probably won't be wearing a top coat, so that's like the real test, and I myself prefer not to do that extra step unless it's absolutely necessary. So I will be testing how the other ones wear just normally, but these ones I can only tell you how they're gonna wear with the top coat. So I applied them on a Saturday and now it's Tuesday. I'm gonna try to get to 2 weeks. 2 weeks is usually when my nails really grow out and I need to replace them. So we'll see how these wear, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated. Hi everyone, so I'm back 2 weeks later to show you how these nails are holding up, and they're actually holding up extremely well. You can see there's a lot of growth. My natural nails grow fairly quickly, but there isn't any chipping or cracking or anything like that, so I'm really happy with that. There's a little bit of wear and tear on the very tips, of my nails, just like a little bit of discoloration, because I do work with my hands, so that's to be expected. So I'm really excited with how these held up, and I'm actually going to remove them now so that I can do that other set. And I am going to do that on camera. So I'm going to just kind of lift up an edge of one of the nails just a little bit with my natural nail, and then I have this remover that works incredibly well. It's from Dashing Diva, and this doesn't have any acetone in it, so it's quite good, like not drying. So I'm just dripping that all over that nail there. I'm gonna let it sit for a second, and then I'm gonna take my flosser and I'm gonna work that in underneath the nail by using the flosser. I'm basically like pushing that remover in, and the remover is melting that adhesive kind of slowly. You want to go very nice and slow, push incredibly gently so you don't rip that nail off too quickly and damage your natural nail. But overall, even going slowly, I think it's still a very quick removal process compared to other nail products, because it literally takes, there we go, it's done now. That was probably like less than a minute. There it is, it came off. You can see that little white sticker that had the design printed on it. And here's my nail. There's a little bit of residue, nothing that I can't just kind of scrape away. I'm gonna give my nails a good wash after this, but here it is. It came off, no problems, no damage to my nail. So I'm just gonna do that off camera, remove all of the nails. All right, so I have removed them all. It went pretty smoothly, just like how I showed you on that one nail, and here's how my nails are looking. So I'm gonna give it like a day or two, and then I will apply the next set and I'll show you how that goes. To prep my nails, I use two products. I use this Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover Liquid, and I also use a glass cuticle pusher. I prefer these. I got it on Amazon. I have tried metal ones, but the metal one, probably through my own fault, I accidentally like pressed too hard and it scraped my nail. But this I find to be a little easier and more gentle to use. So I would do all the nails at once, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to demonstrate just on one nail so it's not repetitive and doesn't take too long. So I would put this liquid kind of on the perimeter of my nail, and then you want to leave it for about 15 seconds. And I do this the night before because I find that this kind of adds a lot of moisture to my nail, and that moisture is really slow to evaporate. So I like to leave it to evaporate overnight, like after I wash everything off. And then I do my nails the next day. All right, so I think maybe that's been 15 seconds. So what I do now is I just come in here with my cuticle pusher and I kind of scrape right here. I just like gently push. And what happens is there's like an invisible film, an invisible cuticle film on your nail. You can think of it as dry skin. You often can't see it, that's why I'm calling it invisible, but it can be there and it can prevent the product that you're using from properly adhering. The liquid is softening it up and it's coming off, and the liquid is no longer liquidy. It has like the bits of that dry skin that was on my nail mixed into it. I don't know how well that looks on camera, but basically that's what happens. So basically this liquid just really softens up that dry skin, and you can probably see it just kind of coming off there, melting off. So I would do this to all my nails and then I would wash my hands, but I'm just gonna wipe with a wet paper towel so that I can keep going with this video. So then after I do that, I would go with the other side of the cuticle pusher, the pointy side, and I would just kind of go over the very edge there to make sure that I didn't miss anything or nothing kind of got caught in there, so I can kind of get that out. Any remnants, so to speak, that got pushed in there. And then it's up to you whether you actually trim this skin here that a lot of people call the cuticle, and they trim it off. That's up to you whether you just push it back or if you actually trim it off. And that's all I do for my prep. All right, so I applied one just to practice, but now I'll apply my next nail with you. Before you start doing your nails, you just want to wipe them clean with either an alcohol swab or a prep pad, which is generally included. They're basically the same thing. You just want to wipe your nails clean and just wait a minute for everything to evaporate and your nails to be dry. I think that this one is going to fit well. There's also like a little film that you want to remove. I'm being careful to hold it at the end here where it's not going to touch my nail. Now I am lining it up, trying to center it. You can kind of stretch these edges a little bit if you need to, if it doesn't quite reach all the way. So I am gonna have to do that here just to get it to reach nicely. You do want a slight little gap though. I'll show you guys. I'll zoom in a second. I'm just pressing it down, and then you do want, sorry, my skin is so dry, but you do want a tiny little gap on the edges. In my experience, that really helps the product not get on your skin. So I am just rubbing it with this rubber cuticle pusher because it's a soft rubber tip. It's not going to damage the strip. Don't do this with a normal cuticle pusher. It has to be rubber. And I'm going to do a trick that I learned that really helps me have smooth edges, because if you touch the edges, you can feel, like here, not so much because it's so close to your skin, but once it starts to grow out, you will be able to feel the edge, and that really bothers me. So I learned this trick, and I tried it last time, and it works really well. You take one of these little wooden sticks that oftentimes are included, and you kind of roll the stick on the edge, and you can kind of go back and forth as well. And you'll be able to see, it's hard to see on camera, but in real life, you'll be able to see it really smushes down that edge nicely. And you just have to do that all over on all the edges. But that will give you a really nice tapered edge if it bothers you, if you can feel the edge of your sticker, if your hair is kind of snagging on that edge. This will really help smush that edge down. And now all we have to do is just trim it. So I like to trim with scissors, and I'm just trying to get close to my nail. It doesn't have to be perfect, because we are going to file it after it is cured. So here's what that looks like so far. And now I do a quick little flash cure with something called a squish light. So you turn it on and then you kind of smush it all around your nail. And I do this for about 5 seconds. And that helps kind of give a little flash cure and harden it so it'll stay in place better while you do your other nails. All right, so here they are. I still have to cure them fully in a UV lamp and file them, but I've applied them all, and I am definitely gonna leave these 4 because they're like cute little strawberries. I'm gonna leave them as they are, and I'm not gonna put any top coat on them, and we're gonna see how they wear. And then the other nails, I normally depending on the design. Wouldn't put any top coat on them either, unless, you know, there was some kind of issue that I needed to cover up like the previous time. But I really hate the clear. I don't like being able to see my nails, so I'm gonna add maybe a little bit of glitter, and then I feel like these really light pink ones kind of stand out, so I might as well add glitter to like everything. But I will leave these 4. They will be our test for no top coat. So I obviously have to file them. They still have kind of rough, uneven edges. This is my lamp. It's a full-size lamp, so I only need to cure for 60 seconds. All right, so I've cured the nails. These are my little UV protective gloves, and all you would do after that is just file the edge of your nail so it's nice and smooth. You also want to look from the underside and make sure that your little sticker, nail sticker, does not go beyond your actual nail, because if it does, it can just get caught on things and lift up. You want it to be the same length as your nail. There is a technique for people that do like to extend their nails using these stickers, but I'm not going to do that technique. It's where you do leave it longer, but you fill it in with builder gel on the underside. I've never tried that myself, but I've just heard of it. So I'll just do the rest of my nails off camera. All right, so my nails have been filed. Here they are, all finished. I'm sorry, my skin is so dry, but I don't like to put any kind of cuticle oil or moisturizer on the first day after I do them, or get them wet, and then tomorrow I'll go ahead and do that. All right guys, so I'm just checking back in after I completely finished my nails. As promised, these 4 I left untouched. On my thumbs I added a holographic gel. Sorry, I went outside to do this video and there's like a lot of really loud birds. But I added some chrome on my pinky and on the bottom of these nails, because I didn't want to cover the strawberry, but I just wanted to cover up the part where you can see my nails. So this is my finished result, and I'll be checking back in to show you how they wear. Hi everybody, so I am back after 2 weeks to show you how the nails are doing. There's obviously quite a bit of growth, and if we examine them really closely, there's a little bit of fading of color on the tips of some of the nails. Specifically these 4 are the nails that I did not wear a gel top coat on, if you remember, and that's where that happened. It's really strange because the product hasn't worn away, it's just the color somehow faded. But if you look this way, you can see the product is still on top of my nail. It hasn't worn off, just the color faded. So I don't know why that happens, but it's honestly pretty minor. It's not a big deal. The things that I wouldn't be able to live with is like chipping, cracking, you know, anything major. But something like this, if I wasn't recording this video a few days ago when I started noticing this, I would have just filed it away and fixed it that way, refreshed my nails, so to speak. So it's nothing major at all. I think that they did really well throughout the 2 weeks and they held up well, and that you don't necessarily need to wear a gel top coat, because on these 4 nails I got away without wearing a gel top coat and they were fine with just, you know, that very minor discoloration. But it's up to you. I do also work with my hands and I'm very tough on my nails, and that probably could be the reason that that happened as well, just like rubbing against things, and somehow that like faded the color of them. And in the interest of full disclosure, after I applied these and I recorded my video for you guys, you know, earlier in this video, I jammed this nail really hard, like literally the day after, and it cracked through no fault of the product. I mean, I'm sure any brand would have cracked, but luckily it protected my natural nail. So my natural nail didn't break underneath, and I just replaced it. So this nail is a day younger than all my other nails. But yeah, that's a good thing about this product, and just nail wraps like this in general that are the gel, is they're strong and they help protect your natural nails. And it's nice because they have a little bit of flexibility. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to show you guys. Oh yeah, you can see that hopefully. It like bends a little bit. There's a little bit of give to gel, which is really nice, because I used to wear dip powder nails, and those were really solid and hard, and they don't have any give or bend, which made them more brittle and more likely to kind of chip. So I like things that have a little bit of like a flexibility and they can absorb an impact rather than, you know, shatters. So they're really good and I'm really happy with them. And the only issue I had, as you saw earlier in the video, the other set of the Nailog nails that had the 20 strips, there's a little bit of an issue of that bottom white sticker kind of going beyond the clear gel on top. But that is that particular design and that particular, you know, set. This one didn't have any sort of problems like that, so this one was all good. So I hope you enjoyed this video and that this gives you a good idea of this brand and how it wears and lasts. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.